There's no one way to describe Ranch 45. It's a restaurant and cafe with its own butcher shop.
We have a great partnership with Brandt Beef, local farm out of Brawley, California. We have the regulars, ribeye, New York's fillets, but we also do picanha, which is culotte here, but picanha is in Brazil, is that cut of meat. We use oxtails. We do carne asada with sirloin flat meat. We do roast, chuck rolls. We do brisket. We do ribs. We do bone-in short ribs. Anything from a cattle you looking for, we can get it here.
Ranch 45 embodies a locally sourced food philosophy, nourishing the body and mind.
Customers come in and they want to know where brisket comes from, or they want to know where the culotte comes from. And so we're able to allow them to see, obviously because we have the diagram on the wall, but also talking to them about different cuts and how to cook certain steaks. Because most people go into a grocery store and you pick up a steak and there's no one there to say, well, how do you cook a brisket? Or how do you cook a tri-tip? So we can give them our tips and some recipe items, and we make spice blends here and barbecue sauces for our customers to take home right on the spot.
And of course, Chef DuVal was ready to demo his culinary skills for us too.
I chose to make some oxtail stew today because I think cooking food from the home, and I think every chef has a recipe that's near and dear to them. And for me, a lot of people draw influence from their moms or their grandmoms. I like to draw inspiration from, my grandfathers. So my grandfather's one of his dishes was oxtails. So I love to do oxtail stew. It's a hearty dish. Times have been tough, and we look for bargains, and oxtails are a bargain, especially when you can go to a butcher and get the oxtails cut at the butcher shop.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit cheaper than having to go and have someone else do it in a big chain grocery store.
Well, and different cultures use oxtail in different ways.
Absolutely.
And so this particular dish comes from your roots, which,
yes.
Talk about that.
So my grandfather's Haitian, my wife's Filipino, so they would typically use curry or peanut butter or fish sauce, but I don't use any of that. I kind of like to keep it traditional with the jerk seasoning that we make in-house. Our regular oxtails, some root vegetables, some Brandt beef bone broth, and just stew it down with some steamed white rice, and then we just let it go from there. We got brown sugar, just brown in here, and then they'll go down, and this is what will coat the oxtails. Browning the oxtails in the olive oil and with the brown sugar. So these will coat to the oxtails and help the caramelization process. I'm gonna use lemon juice to add a little bit of acid to the dish. And so from here, I'll add in the jerk. This is the jerk that we keep in the house.
So for people who aren't familiar with like a jerk spice, what is that?
It's a Caribbean spice that has Scotch bonnets, green peppers, ginger, soy sauce, some fresh herbs, some garlic, and it's just a spicy, earthy, different type of sauce that you can use on oxtails, you can use in chicken, you can use it in beef, fish. We can just add in our root vegetables. We have carrots, some English peas. We'll add in our bone broth. Once this is going, we'll let this come up to a boil, and then we'll let it simmer for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just until the oxtails start to pull away from the bones.
Okay.
And so we're done here.
Wow.
And so typically, you can serve with white rice, pigeon peas and rice, pasta, whatever you like. It's a stew, so it's really up to you. You want to get these little oxtail, the bones in here, because there's still meat on these bones.
All right, well, I'm gonna dig in then. How can I do this gracefully?
You can.
I know. I'm trying. That is good. I can taste the brown sugar, that jerk spice.